Yo, 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 yo! Welcome to KUC, Kings Under Construction. I'm your host, Rob the Man, followed by Gentleman Joe and the one and only Pretty Boy Jay. And we're the most needed up-and-coming podcast coming to you right now.
Yo, man, I used to handle shit by myself, but now I handle it with my brothers. Depression stands behind me. I don't fear fear, fear fears me. Let's do it. Where y'all at, bros?
Nothing like my past life. Knucklehead beating on the desk in the class like taking life for granted. I ain't asked twice, born in the dark with a flashlight. Lord, bear with me like a campsite. Because depression, recession, second first impressions got them feeling like I ain't every man confession. Oppression to a little steady transgression. We broadcast on the podcast. What's next? Do you see? Use me, so use me. Usually, thing been on my top like a kufi. Couldn't find a way to get it out of my roof G until I linked up with the bros KUC. And I ain't never did that before. I ain't never been that for sure. Was down bad in the trap, money galore.
Welcome to the first ever KUC, Kings Under Construction podcast. And we're here ready and excited. But tell them who we are, Joe, and tell them what we do, my brother.
Kings Under Construction is not only a podcast, we are also a brotherhood here to help motivate financially, spiritually, and mentally. We all have a checkered past. We've all battled depression, anxiety, all kinds of things in life that kind of hold us back. We're here as brothers, not only to help ourselves, to help one another, help the community go through. And, yeah, that's what we're all about.
I mean, just trying to find the better version of ourselves, right? I mean, to me personally, I'm trying to find a better version of me. Who is Rob every day? Who is Joe every day? And who is Justin? I get to this moment in life sometimes where I'm like, I'm lost. I'm confused. And where am I going to go? Like, who the hell is, am I really? You know, so we just try to we're going to try to teach strategies on how to be the best version of you in general, right? So if you had to say how to be the best version of Justin, who's Justin right now?
I mean, how to be the best version of me. I mean, if anything, I think spiritually, I think mentally, and physically. I mean, those are three key aspects in becoming a better version of yourself. Going on, first, putting God first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you put God first, I mean, everything else will fall into place.
Mentally, I feel that if you don't have your right mentality, like I don't care what the hell you do. If you don't have your right mentality, mentally, physically, you can't get to the gym. Mentally, you're not focused. If you're not mentally focused in that, like you can't be a good dad, a good husband. You can't be a good brother. You can't be any good aspect of that. So like it really takes a lot to mentally get focused. So we need to figure out that number one. And like you said, number one is spiritually, right? Like you find God, you find him, and he makes you whole. Like, and he can teach you to be better in so many ways. So many ways, right, Joe?
Oh, yeah. I mean, going back to what you're saying, getting your mind right. There's an old saying, strong roots means a strong tree. If you have weak roots, the tree's going to die. So if you have weak faith, you're not going to last. You're going to falter into bad habits, bad things, going down bad roads. So I agree with you 100% on that. And I can talk because I grew up in a household that my family was Catholic, but we were kind of like Catholic to the point where we kind of just went to church every once in a while, not all the time. So I didn't actually start finding faith until the last, maybe like 4 or 5 years. And I think it all started when you invited me to church. And I'm
for real?
Yeah, it really is. I never told you that, but yeah. But when you invited me to church, dude, that was very emotional for me because I've never been and like actually heard the word. And I mean, I celebrate God in my own way, but I think now that we started the brotherhood, I've kind of, every day now I do the Bible app. So I start reading those little scriptures. We had somebody that that you had asked, hey man, can you send them something? And, I've been reading little things here and there, and I felt one that really coincided with something today. And you know what I'm talking about, but it coincided today, and I was like, dude, this is perfect. This is what I want to talk about. And I mean, now my faith is stronger, but like I said, a strong spiritual mindset does help you stay focused in different things. I mean,
And you know what's crazy about all that is that when I first started going to church, it was like I was kind of dragged in it. Like a lot of people, they first of all, if you especially Hispanics, we all go because of the Catholic reason, and it's my grandma took me and I had to sit down. It really wasn't for me. So that's how I always coincide. Going to church was like, oh, you got to kneel down and you got to pray. You got to kneel down and get back up and pray. And I didn't understand that. You know, and you're not going to understand that when you're 10 and 11 years old. You know, you have nothing going on in your life besides, you know, playing video games and stuff like that. But I didn't understand the fact of going to church. And as I got older and after I lost my dad at 18, I realized I just kind of went down a really bad path. Just, you know, drinking and doing drugs and just a really bad path of who I was. And my wife was actually the one, because we had a kid at a young age, my wife was actually the one who kept saying, let's go to church. Let's go to church. And dude, for 2 years, like I didn't go to church. For like 2 years of us going, like I think she was like 20 when she actually really started going to church. But for like 2 years, she invited me. I didn't go. And then when I finally started going, it was
Kind of open your eyes a little bit.
It did. It not even then, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I would go to church hungover.
Yeah.
I would go to church still drunk. Like legit. And I was sitting there, I'm like, man, why am I here? Like legit, why am I here? Like I have no reason to be here. I'm the worst person here. I'm like I should not be in here. Like I feel like I was gonna catch on fire walking into church, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why am I here? But here's the thing is that even Jesus Christ himself, like he hung around the broken people. Like he hung around with the ones that he didn't hang around with the Catholics and the one who knew all about God. He hung around with the ones who didn't know about God. He hung around with the broken people. He hung around with the drunks, the prostitutes, the murderers. He hung around with those people because those are the true people that really need to find God. At the end of the day, it's like, I'm broken, bro. I'm still a man. I'm still a king under construction, right? That's pretty much who we are. Like, I'm still trying to learn who Rob is. Do I make mistakes every day of my life? I'm not perfect, bro. I still need to learn every day, and I learned that from him, you know? And even when I fell, you know, I asked for forgiveness, and I asked God, like, just help me, guide me, mold me, show me to be a better man, show me to be a better me.
You know, but one thing, you know, going back to that is like, you know, people can pray and they can, you know, ask God for everything, but the thing is they also got to put the work in.
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
You know, you can't ask God for give me a better job, give me a better, you know, a better life, a better everything, make me healthier and everything, and you're not going to put the work in. If you're not going to apply for a job, you're never going to get the job. You know, if you're not going to go to the gym, you're not going to work out, you're not going to receive a healthier lifestyle. You know, I think that's where a lot of people, you know, fail to understand that just because you pray to God doesn't mean it's going to be handed into you right in your hands.
You're kind of saying like meet me halfway.
Exactly.
Hey, it reminds me of a Bible verse that I heard because it says, those who do not plow will never receive a harvest. That means if you're not putting the work in, you'll never receive your harvest. Like if you're not plowing, like you'll never receive that.
Exactly, yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense because I feel the same way.
And it also, like, it goes with when you pray, you know, for one thing, you know, I pray to God for strength. And they say, be careful what you pray for, be careful what you wish for. Because it's like as soon as you pray for something, God's going to give you what you want, but not in the way you want it. Because you want to be strong, you know, he's going to put some obstacles in your path. You might, man, you know, things are getting hard, things are getting tough. You know why? Because God's making you stronger. You know, man, you know, I just wish I had somebody to love. God's going to give you somebody difficult to love, and you're going to have to grow that love. You know, and I can honestly say that everything I've ever prayed for in life has happened, and the reason why I am still here today was because my prayers got answered. May not be the way I wanted them to be, but it's the way that God intended them to be.
Let me ask you a question on that. So so pretty much what you're saying is that you went through the trials, you went through the tribulations, you went through the obstacles, you went through everything that stood in front of you, them walls, and you conquered that and moved out of the way. But do you feel like you're a better man for going through all that?
I feel I'm a better man every day that I wake up and strive for better. Now, the days that I say I want to give up, and, you know, like I said, and sometimes you have those days like, man, I just want to give up. I'm reassured by someone or something that, hey, dude, don't give up because, you know what, it's getting better. We had a meeting the last meeting we just had. Dude, I had so many problems before we started. 3 o'clock in the morning before we started, I had problems, and it was so easy for me to say, "Hey, dude, I'm not gonna do it. I'm done. I did this work 2 weeks ago, and now it all deleted. I'm not doing it again." But then I got reassured that, this does fall on me. If I don't get this done, the meeting's not gonna go right. So something inside me said, "No, that's not you. It's not what you're built for. It's not what you're here for. It's a higher purpose." I'm just a pawn in God's chess game, and like I said, it's a warfare inside your own body, inside your own mind.
And it's kind of like when you're trying to do good, and I told you this yesterday. I spoke to him yesterday because I was having a bad day yesterday, bro. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was having a bad day, and I told him, I was like, man, it's like maybe we should just cancel tomorrow. Like maybe we shouldn't do the podcast. And he told me something. He says, well, yeah, we could cancel. That's fine. We'll reschedule, whatever. He goes, but that's the enemy. That's the devil trying to shut that's the enemy trying to shut your mouth. So you gonna listen to him? And I was like, damn you, Joe. I was like, nah, man, I ain't gonna listen to him. I ain't gonna get my mouth shut like that. And I kind of needed that little pep talk that he gave me, and I think that's what it is as far as brothers, as kings under construction, we hype each other up and take each other to the next level to where like, hey brother, like, don't let the enemy, don't let the devil knock you down, don't let him push you down, and as long as God's by our side, bro, like there's nothing that we can't conquer. And I feel like sometimes I just need a little pep talk, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's easy to happen, like. Negative things are happening. I feel like when it rains, it pours, and it's just it. I mean,
and it's like when you're trying to do something good, like we're trying to like push that positive out and be positive towards the world and our community. I feel like that's when the enemy attacks the most. Like that, he's like, oh, this guy wants to do something with his life. This guy wants to make a difference. This guy wants to speak some wisdom into somebody. This guy wants to make some moves against me. Oh, I know where I got him. I know where I'm gonna get, so I'm gonna hit him with everything he got so he shuts up. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm not gonna shut up.
That's the thing, though. It's like what I sent you. I mean, what was it, last week?
Yeah.
And it was like, when you're doing well, when you're doing great, that's when the devil attacks. But if you're not doing anything and you're just chilling, the devil doesn't bother you at all.
Devil loves you. Devil loves the people that don't move forward. Like devil will say, "Hey, that's my boy right there. Don't mess with him."
He ain't going nowhere. He's complacent. He's
exactly.
Good. Like he's not prospering anything he does, so he's good. So he's one of my people.
Exactly. He's not spreading no positivity. I want him right where I want him at.
And here's the thing is like going back to what you said about all these obstacles and everything that was in your way, and like everything you are today is because you went through that. And I posted something a couple of days ago. It was about failing through those obstacles, right? And the word fail stands for first attempt and learning. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like some people, they legit get discouraged on their first try of doing something, whether that's opening your own business, whether that's going to the gym, whether that's going to find God. It doesn't matter what the obstacle is, but they legit get discouraged, and right there, boom, they stop. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, how many times you went to the gym and then you're like, man, I'm sore as hell.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sore. But then you got to keep pushing, right?
That's when self-discipline kicks in.
It is.
Honestly.
It is. It is. And a lot of people will give up right away, and you're just like, come on, man. You can't do that. Like, especially with going to the gym. Like, it's a consistent
Because the thing is, I mean, they say you can't get emotionally involved in these things. I mean, yeah, you're going to feel tired. You're going to be like, oh, my God, everything's against me. I have so much to do at home. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has a busy life. But you know what I mean? But when it comes to things like that, you got to make time for them, like, especially with the gym, especially in your physical, your physical well-being, everything.
Like, why do you, so I feel like, I guess physically to me and mentally, they kind of coincide with each other, right?
So the thing is, if you're not mentally there, you're never going to be physically where you want to be.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's like, obviously, I don't know how many times I've sat in the gym, I mean, in my truck before I walked into the gym, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to go in there. Let me just chill for like 5 more minutes, look at TikTok. Like, dude, it's like, it takes some mentality to be like, all right, it's time. Like, let me get in.
And it could be easy to talk yourself out of it and be like, okay, I'll skip today.
Right.
Or I'm gonna eat bad today. I'm gonna, and you get nowhere physically because you're mentally not there.
Yeah. And, I try to get to the gym at least, 4 times a week, at least minimum. And people will say like, well, why are you doing that or what? Like, you got a lot going on in your life. I'm like, bro, I'll go to work and then I won't go home after work. I go straight to the gym because once you get home, what's gonna happen?
You relaxing.
You relax.
Sitting on that couch.
You gonna
laying
chill.
on your bed watching TikTok.
You gonna
might turn on the TV a little bit.
You're gonna chill a little bit and then you're gonna sit down, eat something. By the time you know, like, man, I just hit it hard tomorrow. Right?
Man, it's 7 o'clock. I'm gonna hit it double hard tomorrow. Yeah, I wouldn't have a cheat meal this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you get into that. You know,
you try to compromise.
Yeah.
And I think like the thing is like if you really want something, you shouldn't compromise, right? So, and I just think like mentality and being physical, it all kind of coincides with each other. So you need to make sure that you have that discipline to go all the time, and you have that mentality to go all the time. Another thing is financially, like trying to be the best version of you. I think you got to have finances, right? Like me, I started my business like 2 years ago, and I started because, man, I didn't grow up with the best. Me and you, this is my brother. We didn't grow up with the best life, and neither did you. You know, we used to beans and rice and trying to figure out, you know, where exactly we're trying to, where's our next meal coming from sometimes, you know, and it didn't always like work out for us.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, when Dad passed away, and it's a little bit off topic, but when Dad passed away, what did he leave you? Honestly, he left, how much money did he leave you?
I didn't get nothing. I don't know. I thought it was when I turned 18. I thought I was gonna get something. You know what I mean? No.
Like how much jewelry, how much land, how many houses? You know, like that's the thing. And we have kids, bro.
Yeah.
We have kids. When I'm not here on this earth no more, what do I have to leave them? And the thing is that if you're not like trying to build your own empire and trying to make yourself better, then what are you doing? I tell everybody this all the time. We put 40 hours in to a job sometimes. How many hours are you putting into yourself?
So people can't even put an hour a day into themselves.
How many hours are you putting into yourself? Why in the hell would you want to build somebody else's empire for the rest of your life? I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything, and because I'm all for the entrepreneur and moving on, but dude, sometimes you got to get your ass up and do it. I don't want to sit at somebody else's table for the rest of my life.
And you know the thing is, people say they don't have the time to do things, or like that's a lot of people's biggest problem is time. But you got to think, if you're working for 8 hours a day, and let's say you're supposed to get at least 8 hours of sleep. That's 16 hours. You still have a remainder 8 hours. You're telling me within those 8 hours you can't find time to go to the gym? Oh yeah. Find time to work on yourself. Find time to do anything.
Oh yeah, that's 100% true. I mean, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger says, because if you feel like you don't have enough time to go to the gym, sleep faster. Sleep faster. Then you can get your time right there. Put down the TikTok, put down the cell phone, put down the computer that you're not using, you're watching YouTube with, put up the Netflix. Man, cut up the cable off.
Hey, honestly, I only watch I'm going to be honest with you, I probably watch 30 minutes of TV a week.
You watch TV?
30 minutes. Oh, yeah, because your ass watch Netflix. Yeah. I probably watch 30 minutes of TV a week. I really don't watch that much TV. You know what I kind of got caught up on sometimes and I catch myself too much is TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok's so addicting, dude.
It is. And
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if it's just me. I be scrolling sometimes. It don't lie, okay? Y'all might lie about it.
That never happened to me.
I be scrolling, and then it's like, hey, stop scrolling. You've been scrolling for too long.
No way.
Is it really?
Nah, that's
man,
never.
I swear. Man, y'all gotta be
There's
bullshit.
no way it does that. Swear.
Yeah.
I know Netflix used to do that. Netflix was like, bro, all right, guys, take a break. But I just shows how much Netflix I used to watch. Really, TikTok does do that? I didn't know that.
I don't think it does it. I was just kidding.
Dude, if it does, that's crazy for reals.
Did you beat TikTok?
I broke TikTok, bro. I broke it.
Bro, that's crazy.
That's like beating Mario Brothers or something at the end.
Bro, it's like them days when you got nothing to do, you're just chilling at home. You know what I mean?
I swear that never happened to me. I catch myself on it for a good 15 minutes. And I'm just like, that's too much. I need to get on.
That's so funny.
I need to get on.
I was telling Raw, I was like, man, I can't even watch YouTube no more. I was like, why? Well, my attention span is so much shorter. If it's not in a 45-second clip, I don't even want to see it. It takes too long. I'm over here speeding through YouTube.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, it's for real.
I know.
You get distracted by movie. I can't even watch.
That's exactly why they make YouTube Shorts, and that's exactly why they have TikTok
and Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everybody's attention span is real small. It's after Joe starts talking for a couple seconds, I'm already ignoring them. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I was asleep, just drool coming out of the side of his like, bro, wake up, bro. You had the
Yeah,
craziest dream, like you're driving.
yeah. But just back to that financial thing, it's kind of like one of them things where like I know who I want to be. I know who God's called me to be, and God didn't call me to be broke.
Mm-hmm.
I tell everybody like, what would it mean if I didn't work for who I was supposed to be the greater version of me, right? Like if I didn't have, I mean, money's not everything. Money isn't. I'm gonna be honest. Money's not everything. But if you're poor, how can you help the poor? Like if I'm not financially blessed, how can I show my brother, hey, brother, let me show you a better path. Let me show you a better way on how to so we can be financially blessed to build our empire for our family. And later on in life, when we're not here on this earth no more, they're like, our kids never have to work for generations on. Like just because we come from somewhere doesn't mean we have to stay there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we got to break those chains. Like
generational curses.
Joe always laughs at me when I say that because he's like, "Where'd you get the chain thing? Is that like some type of sexual thing?" I'm like, "No, bro. It's."
I've never heard it. I was like, oh, okay, chain thing.
I was like, "No, bro." I said, "You break the chains. It's the spiritual chains that are around your arms, your hands, and it's been around it's been a generational curse that your family has had for years, and I don't want it no more, man. I really don't." I mean, my father died of a heart attack. His father died of a heart attack, and his father died of a heart attack. Do I want to die of a heart attack? No, man. I want to be the first guy who lived a long life in our family and honestly made it, bro. And made it. And to say, hey, dude, I'm a millionaire. I'm on my way. I'm on my path. Like, and then after that, my brother's a millionaire. My best friends are millionaires. And anybody who surrounds me just becomes a better version of them. Like, that's who we have to be. Man, honestly, dude, just tell me, Joe, if you had to try to make yourself better, like, if I was coming to you and I'm like, Joe, Justin, where do I even start, man? I'm broken. Like, I don't even know where to go. Where do I start?
So the first thing you need to do, write a letter to yourself. Write a letter to the person that you want to be. But you have to be honest with yourself. It's like looking yourself in the mirror and being 100% honest with yourself. Tear down the walls, all the BS that you tell people to make yourself look good, to fake it till you make it. Tear all that stuff down. Be 100% real with yourself. Because the only way you're going to be able to be better is to honestly be truthful to yourself.
Yeah, and I think when we learn the worst version of ourselves, right? Like, because we're so all of us, and I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I'm so quick. In my past, I was so quick to blame everybody else for who I'm supposed to be, right? It's easy to say, hey, I'm like this because of you, and you're not giving me enough. But you really have to understand your flaws, right? Like, you really have to understand who you're supposed to be and all the negative that you come with.
Yeah. I mean, because the thing is like, when it comes to bettering yourself, the only person you can blame for everything you haven't accomplished is yourself.
True.
I mean, it's like, okay, it goes back to what we're talking about. It's just like, okay, like, I don't have a good job, okay, we'll fill out another application. I'm not in the best shape. I don't have a six pack. Okay, we'll go to the gym. You know what I mean? It all goes, like,
I kind of feel like you're picking on me.
Nah, it all goes back to that. You know what I mean? Like just saying, all right, my bad. I fucked up. Go ahead.
It's fine. No, you're pretty much just saying, like, take accountability, I guess, right?
Yeah, of course.
Take accountability of who you are and where you're going and what you're doing. You can't blame everybody. At the end of the day, it's you who lives with you. Exactly. Every day. I tell people this. I'm like, if you want to be the best version of yourself, let's start with just knowing your flaws. Because at the end of the day, you sleep with you. You drive with you to work. You work with you. You got to live with you every single day of your life.
So a great quote from Steven Adler, the drummer from Guns N' Roses.
Steve Adler.
Yeah, Steve.
Texas Hamler?
No, that's Jim Adler.
Oh.
Steven Adler, he says, I look in the mirror and I see a few scars, but I like myself. You have to be comfortable with yourself. You have to love yourself first in order to build yourself up. If you're discussing with the person in the mirror, dude, then that means you're discussing with yourself. Be better. Don't put up the front. Be the reality, not the fake. Be the reality. There's too many fake people in this world. We don't need to add another one.
You know what? And that's the thing is a lot of people, like you see people on social media and all they post is their highlights. honestly, if you look at people's social media, they don't post the real them.
I've always said that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They only post their highlights. They're only gonna post when they're on trips. They're only gonna post when things are going good. You will never see anybody on, social media be like, hey, man, like, damn, like, I'm down right now. Or not. You know what I mean? Like, they all try to post the best version of themselves.
And this is why
they paint this pretty picture.
Yeah. And this is why when I'm doing something, like we're doing this podcast, whether we do our monthly meetings, I tell everybody, bro, I'm not perfect. I am the most broken person here. I'm the one who needs the most work out of all y'all. I'm probably the biggest hypocrite. And I'm not afraid to say that. And that's the thing about people is they're afraid to admit who they are. They're trying to put up this image and trying to be this spotlight person for the community. They're trying to be the spotlight person for Instagram. They're trying to be the spotlight person for Facebook and all this. But dude, I guarantee there's a lot of secrets in our closet. All of us have them. All of us have them.
Yeah.
And if I had to put the TV on and say, let's watch it all together, we would be embarrassed. We would all be embarrassed.
Oh,
like,
it's true. It's
right?
like everybody letting out their dirty laundry. I mean, people can be embarrassed, but I'm gonna tell you what: if you don't hide anything, if you're 100% genuine, bro, when that TV comes on, you're not gonna be embarrassed. You'll be like, y'all knew that about me. I told you about that. We had that conversation.
That's me. Remember I told you?
Yeah.
That's me.
I'm gonna be proud of it. Like, dude, I tell you thought I was bullshitting, right? You thought I was capping. That's 100.
I think that's why you got to bring it to the table and set it on the table, really for yourself, not for anybody else, but just be 100% with yourself. Just be 100% genuine. That's why I tell people, I ain't got to lie to you, bro. I'd rather just tell you the truth.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like when people get caught up in lies, they just kind of keep rolling. And I've told you this about some of our friends, right?
Oh, yeah.
And not trying to talk down on anybody, but I like sometimes people will lie, and then you catch them in their lie, and they'll continue with the damn lie.
Like, dude, I know the truth already. Like, why are you lying? I'm gonna tell you what, your brother messed me up one day. This is probably like 3 weeks ago. He told me something. I was like, man, I really don't like hanging out with this certain person because that certain person
tends to talk a lot. You said,
yeah, tends to talk a lot, especially behind people's backs. Your brother turned to me, looked at me. He's like, really, kind of like what you're doing right now. Threw me for a loop, bro. I was like, oh my god, I've become the person that I hated to hear about.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I hate
You
it,
like,
right?
this is not the answer
No,
I
but
wanted.
you-
Yeah, exactly. Not the answer I wanted, but it's the answer I needed though.
But sometimes
Yeah.
you need it, and especially as
Yeah.
brothers, is like, and you've called me out on some shit, and I called you out, and we're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
But then after a while, you're like, damn, he probably is right, or
True, yeah,
like, and you've called me out on a lot of shit, and I'm just like, I can't stand you.
I try
Like,
to make
it's
I
like
make
the
it to
thing,
a
like
game.
sometimes the truth hurts.
It
I mean,
does. It
honestly,
really does.
that's
I make
what
it to a
is.
game to try to call you out the best. Because I feel like every time I get a mark, it's like one extra level up for you. So if anything, I'm helping you build yourself under construction.
No, you're not. You're just
No.
pissing. You're just really just pissing me off. Really.
It's
You're
like-
getting me closer and closer to cutting you off.
right, exactly.
No, not cutting you off, whooping his ass.
But mutual combat. It's a legal thing in Texas. We just learned
Yeah,
this.
I actually did just learn that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, going back to what you were saying though, honestly, about sorry, it just completely threw me off.
So what you're saying? You're saying write it down and do stuff like that. And to me, I think that's the best thing. And I was actually talking to one of my coworkers about this today because she was asking me, what is the book for? You're always carrying around. I was like, it's my game plan. She's like, game plan? Or like, for what? And I'm like, for my day. And she was like, okay. She's like, I've heard that before. So what does that mean? You write your game plan for what? And I'm like, I write every day in the morning. I start my day out by writing my plans. What I want to accomplish, what I want to do, what I need. And it might be like 5 to 10 things that I write down, whether that's, let me start out by praying. I'm in real estate, so I handle all my real estate stuff. I write down going to the gym, got to get a haircut, just those little things because I feel like that brings structure. Like, bro, I started that 5 years ago and still to this day I do that. And it gives me so much structure, like on what I have to do, because then I'm not like, trying to figure out what's going on. I don't forget anything, like my wife always like, you got a pretty good memory. I'm like, I don't have a good memory. I just write it down.
Yeah.
Because you don't realize when you write it down, you actually remember.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's true. Like, actually, Justin's the one that's talking about this. He's like, dude, when I worked with you, when he worked with you, he was like, we wrote everything down. And that's how it kind of started with me. It started with my job in shipping and receiving. And then, of course, I took the knowledge that Justin gave me, and I used it to when I moved up into the office. And now, I have booklets. I have like 3 booklets in my backpack right now. One of them was a day planner, actually. And the only way, because our job is so fast paced, the only way I'm going to be able to keep up and remember everything is if I write it down. Same thing with notes when I'm doing all the stuff. Like, I like to learn stuff, so I started doing the video editing. So I started learning that. Dude, I have a whole little mini booklet on all the little edits that I learned, because I go through YouTube videos. I'm doing the little classes, whatever it takes. But all the little shortcuts and everything, I'm writing them down. It's a lot of stuff, and it's like, dude, the only way I can know how to do this is by coming back to this later on. I got little footnotes and everything, highlighters, got a little pink, hot little flowers and everything to make sure that. But it's true. That's the game plan is what you need to succeed. It's
Oh, there you go.
NFL,
the game plan is what you need to succeed, my boy.
The NFL quarterbacks, what do they have? A playbook, right? Everybody has to learn the playbook. How are they going to make the wins? Anybody successful or anything successful that anybody ever does, they have a game plan. Businesses have what? Business plan.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? An author doesn't just write a book off a whim. No, he has structure. You don't see a movie like right off the dome. No, people actually break them down into segments, into clips, and that's how they make it. That's how they roll. Anything in life that you want to do and be great at, you have to have that structure.
And it's funny you say about the movie thing, because I heard something that's like there's a famous producer, director that makes movies, and he writes index cards of the scenes, and he starts laying these index cards on the actual row in a line, like in a timeline, right? And as he's going through the scenes, he's reading these, right? And then he kind of swaps them out. Oh, this would sound better right here. This would sound better right there. And it produces the movie at the end. And I think like that might be the same thing with us in our life. Like, let's just say we write the 1 week plan, 2 week plan, 3 week plan, 6 week plan. Oh, well, this might not work right here, but
I don't think that's more so us doing that though. I mean, that could be more so God doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, hey, it's not time for him to do this. He's gonna do this.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that is, like you said earlier, right? Like, obviously, you got to meet God halfway, right? Mm-hmm. You can't just ask God. Like, you can ask for things. At the end of the day, God's probably gonna laugh and be like, "Hey, that's cool, son. Like, I like your plan, but it's not gonna work out like that." And you're gonna get hit with some things like. It's like this old saying, I asked for patience and problems were brought to me. Oh, well, you're going to build patience over your problems, right? Like, as your problems going, like, oh, that was easy. Like, I already conquered that. So I've already gone through that. Like, if you had a gravy life, when shit hits you, it's going to hit you and you're going to be really hurt. But if you already had a hard life, when you're ready to succeed really in life, and you're actually living the best of your life, you're going to be like, man, I'm grateful because God has put me here and has put something in me to where now I can share with everybody. I have the wisdom to give back to everybody. You know what I mean? So
when you do your game plan, is there any like special techniques that you do or anything special that like helps you get it all organized that you learned to help you out when you first started?
When I do like my daily game plan or
yeah, when you first started doing it, like when you the very first, you're like, hey, I'm gonna pick up this book. I'm gonna
like, did it start off as daily, or did it start off as weekly, or did it start off as monthly?
I think in the beginning, you give yourself these New Year's resolutions, these big plans, right? This year I'm gonna lose 200 pounds or whatever you are. And this year I'm going to start my own business. This year I'm gonna make $2 million. And although it's good to have those big, unrealistic dreams sometimes, because I'm me. Y'all know who I am. I'm this guy who thinks I can do as much as God allows me to do. Right. The thing is that I noticed that in my life that I accomplish so much more when I give myself mini goals. Like, you're not gonna say next week I'm gonna put on 20 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
You know what
like,
I mean?
It can't be unrealistic goals.
I think mini goals are the best way to do it. Like,
mini, like small
goals. Give yourself daily goals first.
Yeah.
And then weekly goals, and then monthly. And I guarantee over time, those little bitty wins are gonna add up at the end. You know what I mean? And
I think it all starts off with like building your confidence. I mean, I feel like that could build your confidence. It's a confidence
100%.
booster.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, like next week if I lose 2 pounds, you know what I mean? And it starts off there, and then You go more and more, and
Oh, I
then
like it. Yeah. So, just to give it a little structure of what we're talking about, we do daily goals. Then we'll move on to weekly goals, monthly. Then we move on to 6 months, and then go to a year. But you get to slowly start learning. Don't start doing everything all at once. Say, hey, I'm going to do daily, weekly, monthly. Start off with a daily goal. Do it for a couple of days, 3 days, 4 days. When you get comfortable, when you get in that routine, go into a weekly goal. 1 or 2 weeks later, now go into a monthly goal. After a month, you're like, hey, man, I got this down. Then go to a 6 months goal. But you want to keep that steady pace because it's real easy to fall off on certain things. That's one thing that I found out because I've had to do that multiple times. I have to build that technique. I have to build that consistency because, like everybody always says, consistency is key. Well, it's true. If you're not consistent with something, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose that. So, yeah, start off with the daily, weekly, monthly, slowly graduate. After that, the best thing to learn is to get rid of all the distractions, whether it be your phone, the video games, the porn. Be realistic, the drinking. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to be 100% serious. Those are our biggest ones, the drugs. What are some distractions that you can think of that probably hurt?
I just feel like you were looking at me the whole time and you named everything that I do. No, I'm messing with no. Biggest distractions for me, I would say definitely sometimes it's not like I drink every day. But sometimes, yeah, that might distract me a little bit, not a lot of bit, because then if I'm doing that, then obviously I'm not hitting the gym like I want to. I'm not being the best businessman like I want to. I'm not being the best father. I can't be the best husband. I can't be the best overall man because you're kind of like not being that person, right? Because you keep getting distracted by certain things. One of the big things too could be just some bad people in your bunch,
Oh, yeah, toxic people.
Some toxic ass people, bro. You can have some people in your life. I'm telling you right now, bro. You can have some negative people in your life that will bring you down.
The thing is, most people won't realize it because it's some of their closest people also.
The people that you love the most.
The people you love the most, your closest people.
And you can't let them go.
You can't let them go because it's like, dude, like they're my family or they're, like the friend I've had forever. But I think sometimes it's not healthy for you. And
are you looking at me, my boy?
I was about to say,
I just
was like, it's a personal attack.
I
was like, can I go
and I think this is where we
want
break
the room
up. You know what I mean?
alone?
This is actually a breakup. No.
Yeah, do y'all want the room alone?
That's why we came here today.
Is this on live TV?
This is awkward.
Yeah, wow. I never got broken up on a podcast.
It's the
It was
first
the
time
first for everything.
Wow.
Wow. We're both getting from the left and the right.
I can change. I can change.
It's not you, it's me,
I was gonna say that right. It's not us, it's you.
Oh. Wow, that's
Oh,
cold.
man, that's
Nah, but
hilarious.
yeah, you're right. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I try to, y'all know me. I try to be the most positive I can be. I've had some negative people, and even at work, like, you ever had somebody just bring that overall that negative morale? And you're like, bro,
Yes.
you're like something, and I have no problem telling anybody. I was like, I don't know, just something about you that just you bring this negative energy. Like, hey, they'll come to you like, I'm be like, hi, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? It's like, nah, man, I just been having a bad day. Things aren't going right for me. Just, stayed up late. My life sucks. So you just like one of them moments like, oh, okay, yeah.
It's crazy because I had a coworker come up to me not so long ago.
Was this Tyler or?
No, it's not
okay.
Tyler. No, I had a coworker come up to me not too long ago, and he just, we had someone coming in, and he was like, "Man, isn't that BS that he's coming in?" And I was like, "No, why? I discussed."
What do you mean? Like he was coming in?
He was coming in as a new hire.
Oh, okay.
To help us out.
And he was like, isn't it BS that he's coming in? And I was like, no, I don't think so. I was like, he's coming in to help the company.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, but he's doing what you wanted to do. And I was like, it's okay. It's all right. He was like, yeah, but if I were you, I'd go talk to the, upper management.
Like he's trying to talk you into
he's trying to it kind of like he's instigating the situation,
he's trying to steer you into
told me
it.
about that. I was
and I was like,
I would love to know
like,
who this is.
Nah, and the thing was like he told me, and I was like, man, like And like I ignored him. I was like, it's okay. Like it is what it is, you know. But in my head, I'm like, when my time comes, my time comes. I don't try to, you know, like choose my own path. You know, I feel like I've always trusted in God to like, if it's my time, it's my time.
Exactly.
If it's my time to get a position, it's my time to get a position. If it's my time to get a raise, it's my time to get a raise. If it's my time to do this, it's my time to do that. You know, like that's it.
A certain person also has a tendency to get underneath people's skin and.
No, I get it, and it's the negative person, right? And what you're saying is like, if it's my time, I agree to a certain extent. But like me, you talked about a long time ago, like if sometimes we just can't wait, you know, for things to happen for us, you know,
eagerness, like man, I want it to happen now.
Yeah, I know. It's like, but for me, it's like I guess my mentality is like I'm a little impatient. So I'm not. I don't want to wait for my raise. I don't want to wait to go get what I have to get. I don't want to wait to start my business. I don't want to wait to do these things. So I do try to take the initiative. I told him a long time ago. What was I was saying? I told you. You said you like, hey, bro. If anything you said,
I actually talked about that today.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's crazy you say that. It's actually I actually talked about that today. So there, I don't know if I told you, Joe, but there's this story. So I was working, you know, at a job with Rob, and Rob was my supervisor. And I went up to Rob and I was like, man, I've been, you know, busting my ass lately. I think I deserve a raise. And he said, well, hey, don't talk to me. Go talk to the owner. You know, so I said, okay. So I went, and, you know, like I said, okay, at first, you know, he talked me into talking to her. And I went inside and I said, hey, you know, I've been doing this, doing that. You know, I've learned this position. I've learned that position. I've been doing my own job plus others. I said, I think I deserve a raise. And she said, okay, I'll give you $1. So I said, okay, I walked out. But, I mean, $1 is not what I wanted. I wanted more. Mm-hmm. So and Rob was like, how'd it go? You know, he asked me how'd it go. And I said, man, I was like, she gave me a raise. She gave me $1. And he was like, how do you feel about it? And I was like, to be honest with you, I was like, I thought I expected more. You know, I expected more. I thought I deserved more.
Yeah.
And so he was like, why don't you go in there and tell her? I was like, nah, man, you know, I don't want to. I don't want to sound greedy. That was what I said.
That's exactly what he told me.
That's exactly what I said. I don't want to sound greedy.
I said, okay.
He's like, okay. And he was like, hey, just letting you know, he's like, closed mouths don't get fed. And he just kind of walked away. And I was like, damn. You know, like, so I stayed working for a little bit. And I stayed working, you know, and then after a while, you know, like, that quote just started eating away at me.
Started festering in your head.
Yeah. So I was like, you know, he's right. So I went in and I, you know, built up the courage to go in. I went in and I was like, hey, you know, I was like, I really thought I deserved more than what you offered me. I was like I said, I've learned this position. I've learned that position. I've learned more than a lot of these guys out there know. So I think I deserve at least $1 more. And she had no issue doing it. She said, okay, yeah, you got it. That's fine. But the thing is, you know, the moral of the story is without, you know, that quote, I would never would have, you know, went in there again, talked to her again, and got what I got at that day. You know? And
yeah, and that's awesome because I just feel like you can't settle just for what's given. Like sometimes, if you feel like you deserve something, go and ask for it. Go and ask for it. Go and get it. Like take the initiative. Be a go-getter. You know, I mean, you can sit down and wait for something to come for you, but I guarantee a lot of time it ain't coming for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I guarantee it ain't gonna come to you. And we can cry about, like, there's guys at work that cry about, hey, I don't make this, I don't make that, and I'm like, okay, well, move on. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, move on. If you want something better in life, then move on. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, the world don't give a fuck if you're crying or not. Nobody gives a fuck. I'm being honest with you. Nobody cares, especially as a man, right? Like nobody cares. Like it's like man up, bro. You need extra money. You need extra. Okay, then do something different in your life because nobody gives a shit. Yeah. Do something. You want something in life that you never had. Then you gotta fucking do something you never done.
You know that's the thing. I saw a quote today. It said nobody cares when you're struggling, when you're crying. Everybody cares when you're up there, though.
Oh,
that's when everybody wants to know how you got there.
Oh,
that's when everybody wants to know your secrets.
Everybody wants to know how did I do it?
What can I do to be like you?
But
nobody wants to. Nobody cares when you're down there.
Do you remember when we used to do the parties? It just brought this to my head. Remember we used to do the parties in American Legion? Dude, they were so much fun. People were like, dude, y'all like I did this effortlessly. little that they knew, we were up for like 3 or 4 days before the event, hustling, bustling, losing sleep. The day of the event happens, man, we're like, oh, can't wait for this to be over, dude. And then, we had a good time, don't get me wrong. Everybody had an amazing time, but we were more happier that it was over because that means that we were able to take a breath. And the next day, what were we doing? Right back to the next one, right?
I think those parties are still talked about to this day.
Oh, dude! Every time I come,
you know what I mean? Like that kept Legion on the map. Honestly,
oh, for sure. And everybody still brings that up. Speaking of that, we have an event coming March 18th, right at the American Legion Post 490. We have an event. Us three right here. We're hosting an event. We want to see everybody there. And why are we doing the event anyway?
So the main reason why we do these events, it's always for the community. It might sound like it's a party or something like that. It's a family event thing, and we do have a cornhole tournament. It is gonna be fun, but the big thing is we're collecting clothing. It's a clothes drive, and these clothes are gonna go to help out the homeless in the Houston area. So anybody that's wanting to donate or help out, that proceeds go to help out the group, to help out, give back. I mean, we just recently had an amazing turnout. I mean, phenomenal turnout on the last event that we had.
Dude, we sold over 100 bags. Like we sold and packaged 100 bags, care packages for the homeless.
Dude, and they were so appreciative, dude.
And all our family and friends came out and they helped us hand these bags out. And I was glad that one of our uncles actually stepped up. Shout out to Uncle Ro. He stepped up and made some food and handed that out, him and his wife. And I mean, that was just a true blessing. And I was actually kind of heartbroken, bro, like by just seeing the little kids out there as well.
Yeah, that's what killed me, dude. The kids. Oh.
Yeah.
And I actually brought my kids, so y'all know that. And I was just kind of like, I saw my son. I was like, bro, like, do you see what's going on? And something really warmed my heart about that. He was just like, Dad, it feels good. I said, what? He goes, it feels good when I can give back. It feels good to give back to these kids and to these people. And I said, son, we don't realize what we get. We don't realize how grateful we should be. And at that moment, I'm telling him as him being my son, right? But then I started thinking and I walked away from him. I'm like, it's kind of like how God would feel towards us, right? Like, son, like, you should be a little bit more grateful for everything you have. And I'm the biggest one that can be a little bit ungrateful. And I feel like I'm doing well in my life, and I still can act ungrateful to this day.
I think we all can.
Yeah, it's definitely. One of the things I want to tell you, like, whenever we do stuff like this, it does help us out a lot. It helps me, like, kind of recenters me, I guess, to say. The reason why I say that is because it helps me to eliminate the things that make me procrastinate. I was like, dude, that was freaking awesome. I want to do more of that. So how do I do more of that?
I've seen I'm going a little bit off topic, but I've seen a big difference in you, Joe. This last few months is like you have a lot. You used to have a little bit of procrastination, and you have that, like, you've lost that automatically. I don't know what happened in you or where you gained this at, but I've been knowing you for a long time, and you kind of always had at first you had this 1-2, and then you kind of just slowed down and drifted into that. But like, maybe it's, and I've heard something like, sometimes we just need purpose. And I feel like you gained your purpose to where you're like, okay, like, this means a lot to me. And you gained your purpose. And because you gained your purpose, now you feel like, maybe I need to step my game up a little bit more. People actually need me. You know what I mean? And I think when you gain that purpose, like, it's a blessing, right? Like, finding who you really are and what the world needs from you, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's there's a famous quote by a Mother Teresa that says, "You find yourself whenever you give back," and that's 100% true. I mean, I feel like now doing this men's group, I have more people than just myself to rely on. I have to make sure that, I'm on cue with my stuff. I have to make sure that, the meeting notes are good. We meet constantly. We're always talking. I mean, Justin knows me. I talk to all of y'all on the daily, every day, whether y'all want to talk or not.
You talk way too damn much. Yeah, you agree?
That's one of my biggest flaws, though, too, is that I'm an oversharer. I'm like, dude, I don't even want to hear about this. And that, that is.
It's like Joe.
He said,
Joe, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
He's like, did you know that an ant has a lifespan, or that a roach can live 5 days without a head?
It's
like, bro, I don't give a shit.
Joe,
about
it's 5 in the morning, bro. Is that
It's
what
like,
you
I
called me
know,
for?
bro.
It's 7
I know.
in the
I wanted
morning.
to tell you before I forgot.
Yeah, right. It's like, what are you doing up, dude? I'm up at 3:30 in the morning for a reason, bro.
No, so
studying.
when you're talking about purpose, I saw something on Facebook that said grandparents will live a lot longer if they're taking care of their grandkids. You know why? It's only because they feel like they have to be there for their grandkids.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
like
And the thing is, I mean,
Shout out to our mom that we're leaving the grandkids tonight.
Yep.
No,
about to hit her up right now.
no, but yeah, it's crazy, man. Like it's all about the purpose.
But
right?
everybody even says though. I mean, a lot of grown adults still, do say they're like, man, like my parent wasn't who they are with my child.
There's someone different.
Like there's somebody different.
Oh, I know.
Totally. Like seeing my parent as a grandparent.
And we only have our mom.
Yeah, seeing my parent as a grandparent totally changed everything.
She's an amazing grandma too.
She is.
She really is. She steps up in a lot of those moments, and sometimes I see her talking to my kids or your kid, and I'm like, "Who is this lady?" Like, you used to whoop my ass all the time, Mom. What the hell?
Where's my juice box.
Yeah, I know. Nah, but just how she is. Like, she does.
My daughter can spill milk on the couch, and I get her ass whooped. No.
I don't. I'm gonna talk a quick story because and this is off topic, but when I was little, my mom told me I was gonna eat at the table, and I told her I wanted cereal, and she was like, "If you take that cereal over there, boy, to that living room, like our moms, if you take that cereal, I'm gonna whoop you, and you spill it, I'm gonna whoop your ass." And I said, "All right, I'm not gonna spill it, Mom." So I'm like 5 or 6, and I still remember this to this day. I'm holding the bowl. I place the bowl on the floor. As soon as I go to cross my leg, my foot hits the front of the bowl and tips the cereal over, right? Like literally perfectly tipped it over, dropped the cereal with the milk. I could hear my mom walking from the kitchen to the living room, and I had already spilled it. So I did what any logical human being would do, and I sat right on the cereal, and I held the bowl and act like I was still eating it with a cereal ass. You know what I mean? And then she goes, "You spilled that damn cereal, didn't you?" Man, I started running so fast. I had Fruit Loops on my ass. Dude,
Making it worse by leaving the trail.
I'm leaving a damn trail, bro. There's little Fruit Loops everywhere, my boy. Golly.
That is so
And
funny.
I still, me and my mom, we laugh about this story till today. It's just so funny because now my kid, like you said, your kid spilled cereal over there. She's like, "Oh my gosh," and she just picks it up, and it's just like then it's over with.
Yeah.
I'm like, "What the hell? That's an ass whooping."
Oh my God, I'm gonna pour you some more.
Yeah, that's an ass whooping. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nah, but we got a little bit off topic, but yeah, I mean, going back to what we were saying.
So writing down and recognizing what holds you back. I mean, that's definitely so. Going back to like the flaws, so the addictions. I can also tell you what my addiction is: video games. I am a serious gamer. I play games,
And I get on your ass about that too. I always have, and
yeah,
because
like, dude, if you just put down the video games and you spend more time on something else, you'd be so successful. I was like, well, you just
because you're one of no, it's not because of that. It's because Joe's one of the smartest motherfuckers I know. Like, he's smart. And I feel like it's wasted talent sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, you're smart, but you're utilizing it to play, I don't know.
Apex.
Oh,
Trying to create a game plan on Apex.
Bro, I do got a game plan on Apex. I think I'm playing.
I don't even
I
know.
promise you, I got landing points. I got spawn point, baby. We doing it.
You see, here's the thing is I don't even know what Apex is. And you used to play COD. All right?
Okay, first of all, don't compare the two.
I know those are for rookies.
Yeah, Apex and Fortnite are more like for kids. All right.
Now you're making stuff up. Come on now.
Oh shit, he getting offended.
Yeah.
We're about to have some drama on the set right now.
Hold on, let me move the fucking mic real quick.
So, I mean, playing these games, I was always thinking, like, why do these guys play games and spend so much time on it? Like, but I realize now, to a lot of guys, it's an addiction, right? Or
you know why? It's because I've got into the whole gaming thing, and it turned into more so like a guy's time,
Social, yeah, social.
a little social time. You know what I mean? It's a little getaway from life. And I've never been a big gamer. Never. I literally bought.
So Gears of War, Part 5.
No, I was like 10.
You shouldn't be coming around about that.
Yeah. Now I look at it. Now I look back on it, and it's like I'm a little, like, as a dad, I'd be worried.
I hope you become the man you are now. You're welcome.
Nah, for real though. Like, like I literally bought a PS4 and Call of Duty just to play with the guys. And when I did, it was more so a getaway, from life, from work, from just a stress-free thing.
You know what used to make me feel like that, and it wasn't games.
Drinking.
No, not drinking.
Oh,
Wow. Thanks.
Another addiction.
I thought that's where it lead to, my bad.
No, basketball, bro.
Oh yeah.
Remember we used to hoop so
late night hoop sessions,
Damn.
bro.
we used to hoop so much.
That's when I was in the best shape of my life, baby.
Yeah, we used to hoop so much.
Call him Pick'em Joe, baby.
Hey, Joe.
Hell yeah, Joe. Hey, Joe wasn't really a baller, but boy, you ain't getting around them picks.
That shit, man. Woo, that was a good time.
Joe was like a brick wall, bro. If he's sending picks, and
I
I
swear.
would go.
Hey, and the thing is, like, this is part of Joe's defense. As soon as you hit that pick, you're getting a burp in your face too.
2 for 1 special, baby. 2 for 1 special.
And it's like that gonna knock you back, a few brain cells. You know
gonna
what I mean?
slow you down a little bit. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was.
I was like, my boy, hey, he did the pick burp on him.
Instead of the pick and roll, it's the pick and burp.
Well, that's when you knew you had at least 5 seconds to shoot. When Joe said a pick, boy.
That'll give you plenty of time to do a layup. Yeah, hell yeah. Nah, but Joe was good at that. And I mean, shit, we were hooping so much. I mean, I remember going out there at that one park, was it?
Is it Beverly Hills or Palm Springs?
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, Kings Point, Beverly Hills.
Point, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I remember the lights were supposed to be shut off around a certain time.
And we Jimmy rig it to come back on.
No, that security
Not
guard.
only that, you always had the security guard that used to hoop like, hey, y'all let me know when someone's coming. Homeboy switched to his hooping shoes and everything, boy.
And he was like, I'm supposed to shut the lights off at like 10:30, but we would leave him on till like 2 o'clock, bro. Remember?
Yeah.
And he'd be hooping with us.
Right
Hell
there,
yeah.
Whataburger.
I remember going on a damn school night.
Yeah, you were way too
that's
young.
right.
Yeah.
You would. And then we'd be like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, like, hey, Justin, you be out for school? And Rob come like, dude, that dude was asleep the whole time. I was like, dang, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. And he would want to come out with us. I feel bad to this day about taking him out there, and then I'd be like, all right, bro, you got your next. And then he'd be sitting there waiting for his next. My poor little brother out there, man. And
Well, I was playing on little side hoops, you know what I mean? It'd be like, okay.
yeah. And then by the time it
They
was time
said
for
I
him,
had next.
by the time it was time for him to play, I'd be like, man, everybody's leaving. Well, you want to play one-on-one? We'd start playing. Hey, but then he started getting to where he was hooping a lot.
Oh, no,
Like,
they hit that growth spur, bro. He went from like 5'1" to like 6 foot.
Yeah.
I started becoming first round pick.
yeah, and he did. and Burpin' Joe was picking him up.
Yep.
Nah. But yeah, I mean, so like these addictions that we deal with, right? Like we're talking about gaming. We're talking about just in general. You were talking about being addicted to porn or being addicted to drinking.
Even television. Television is another addiction. But then you have to recognize it. You have to tell yourself, like, this is my addiction. Be real with yourself. This is a problem. This is where my time goes, where it's 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. Gaming, I know 3 hours gaming. Honestly, that's 3 hours of something constructive I can do to better myself in life.
So you're saying not only writing down who you want to be, writing down those flaws, right? Writing down and recognizing what's holding you back as far as these addictions.
Yeah. I think you got to recognize your problems, because like I'm pretty sure if you go to AA meeting, the first thing you do is admit that you're a drinker. It's like, okay, I'm an alcoholic. But it doesn't have to just do with alcohol. You'd be like, okay, like I'm addicted to this, I'm addicted to that, and it all comes down to admitting your problems. Like,
And some people say, like, dude, I ain't got a problem with video games. Like, the moment you say, I ain't got a problem, dude, you got a problem. I can stop anytime I want to. You got a problem. Like
A lot of people will say that shit too, right?
Bro,
I can stop when I want to. Exactly.
Yeah,
I can stop when I
you're
want
right.
to.
A lot of people will say that. I mean, honestly, right now, how far do you feel you're deep in games? Like,
if you would have told me this,
daily?
last year before we started the men's group, I would have told you like I would have been like, dude, I don't game that much. But knowing right after work,
I noticed your ass was
10
lying a
o'clock,
lot.
9:30 to 10 o'clock, I'd be playing that video game, and then I go to bed by 10:30.
Hold on, what?
Wait,
Start time
9:30?
what?
No, I'll be playing till 9:30, 10:30.
From what time?
Right after work.
What time you get off of work?
To 9. Oh, when I get off work at 3:30, 4 o'clock. Till 9:30.
No.
5 hours. 4 or 5 hours
A day.
a day. Not including Saturday and Sundays, because Saturday and Sundays would be an all-day event.
Okay, Joe. So we
I'm
want
being
to.
serious. No, I'm being serious.
No, it is.
But
cool.
And then, hold on.
like I said, I'm a very transparent person. So
I
I'm gonna tell you
know,
straight up.
I know, and it's good because we're here to be honest, right? It's good that you're saying that because I mean, I just had this vision of you sitting there and be like, "Mom, spaghetti, Mom, spaghetti," and like,
Nah, see, that's a rookie move. See, I got to get all the stuff before I even sit down.
oh, so it's
So
around.
it's
no,
yeah,
but
it's
motherfucker got a microwave next to him.
I mean, but think about it.
It's a
Yeah.
power breaker.
He's like, you see the microwave, everything's in hands. reach, my
Microwave,
boy.
mini
bro.
fridge. I ain't got to move. I'm sitting on the toilet.
Hey, got a rolly chair.
Yeah, bro. Like I said,
Rolly chair.
I'm sitting on a rolling toilet.
So that's my addiction. Let's. What's yours?
I already told you mine.
What's yours?
Oh shit! Hold on. Let me
'Cause,
put that. Let me put my addiction down.
because, like I said, we're in construction, so that's one
No,
flaw.
yeah.
With.
Honestly, you know, like, it's not so much as, you know, I'm a big drinker or anything, but on the weekend, because I don't drink during the week at all. But on the weekend,
You can stop when you want.
no, I
you
don't
prove
drink
it
during the
wrong?
week at all. But on the weekend, I do like to drink, and when I do, it's
You-
I drink. To me, is drinking to have fun, you know. And I go a little overboard. I spend a lot of money that I shouldn't spend.
And I'm sure
know-
you wake up the next day and you go to the gym
Wait till
like
the next day, and you're like,
no, but you wake up the next day and you go to the gym like you're supposed to, and you get
oh no, hell no.
exactly.
I don't.
yeah.
I don't go to the gym, and I eat wrong that night. You know, I eat bad that night.
Yeah.
You know, so it just all it's literally like a domino effect.
Yeah, so it
That's exactly what it is.
next move.
I eat bad. I mean, I drink. I spend money. I eat bad,
And we're wasting time.
and it wastes time because the next day I'm sleeping it all off.
And as you get older now, it's like
Hurts more.
It hurts a lot more.
lot
It doesn't matter what you're doing, right? It hurts a lot more. And it just sucks like that, you know. Like we have to learn our addictions, our flaws, and really write these flaws down, right?
recognize so you can eliminate them.
Not only that, so not only knowing those flaws personally, but also there's some inner fears, there's inner things, inner emotions.
That mindset, that stuff that goes deep into your soul, it's
Right.
like imprinted.
Like, so me personally, it was depression, and I've told you this before, and I think all of us here have dealt with it, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people deal with depression nowadays more than I thought.
A lot of people, but you know, to be honest with you, is one of the reasons we started this whole men's group is men. Who do they have to talk to?
Nobody.
You know, when they talk to their women, they seem weak. They seem, you know, like
It's hard to
they're
talk to
hard
you.
showing their vulnerable side, and you know, like a lot of women see men as, you know, once they show that weakness, it's just like they don't want to be with them anymore.
And it's true. You know,
And then-
and I can only speak from one version of this, but like I said, there's more cultures out there. But in the Latino culture, we were always told, men, we don't talk about things that make you sad. Like,
Or it goes back to your mom saying, you better not cry. I'm gonna give you something to cry for. Right?
Yeah.
How many times have we heard that?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something like wipe your tears off and stop crying. Even if you had that little silent cry where you're like,
You know, but like even guys talking to guys, it's just like,
Oh, yeah,
damn,
quit being
bro,
soft, bro.
stop being a bitch.
yeah, quit being soft, dude.
Stop being a bitch.
Don't even worry about her like that, dude. She ain't nothing, dude. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
like, hey, like, okay, bro, like, okay, like you're talking this, you're talking that. You know what I mean? Like, suck that shit up. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it is nowadays. That's what men are taught.
and that's why we started the men's group, because at some point in time you were going through something, I'm going through something, he was going through something. I'm like, man, dude, we're all kind of like down in the dumps. How can we motivate each other and take each other to the next level, and just have somewhere to where we can kind of vent a little bit, right? I mean, I think women are a little bit different. My wife asked me, she's like, oh, you went to go hang out with the guys. What y'all talk about? I was like, it was a lot of just bullshitting. I don't know. I couldn't even remember.
Joking around,
I
bullshitting.
said I couldn't even remember a conversation with anybody, really. I was like, it was just a lot of, like.
That is crazy that you say that, yeah. It
like,
is.
sometimes you're like, you can't even remember. I was like, it was just having fun. And
then you ask women, and women are like, man, we talked about our life, our spouse, our, like, they talk
our
about
children.
Our children. They talk about literally life in general. They
get deep. They get deep.
They get deep. And guys, it's like, guys can't talk about that. Guys don't talk about that.
They just don't, and even if, like, you're going through shit with your spouse or whoever, it's just kind of like guys kind of keep it to themselves.
Because most guys are like, damn, bro, like, I don't want to talk about this. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about anything else. Let's talk about what we watched the other day, or let's talk about something funny. Going through this, like, going through my bout of depression, or, going through this stuff that I did. We'll save this story for another day, the actual story. We'll save it for another podcast. But there was only 3 people I talked to. And you know what? None of those people were my mom or dad. And it's not because my mom would never listen, because my mom always listens. It was because what I had to say would have broken her. And I know it would have. So, like I said, one of the reasons why I call y'all so much is not to bug you, because I know I'm bugging y'all, but it's more of a feelings check. It's a more like, I know if I'm calling y'all one-on-one, I know y'all enough to y'all to be like, hey, man, dude, today's not a good day. And I'm going to bug the shit. I'm like, hey, why is tonight not a good day? Like, dude, why we need to be like that? Like, come on, let's talk about it. Let's hash it out. I had a guy I could talk to one day, 5 o'clock in the morning, and he said, dude, you know what, bro? I'm so glad you called, because I'm right here. I'm a little drunk, and I'm thinking about just driving this truck into a tree. You know how crazy that is, dude? And he's one of the people I don't ever call. And for some reason, I called him. And you know what, dude? I've been there. Not driving my truck through a tree, but I've been in that same type of situation. And luckily, Rob answered the phone. Luckily, I had a buddy named Paulino answer the phone. It's one of those things, and that's why I worry about y'all so much, because I love y'all. I mean, y'all are brothers to me. People are like, hey, is that your friend? That's not my friend. That's my brother. I love that dude to death. And I'm going to do a feelings check every day until the day I die.
I started thinking about that. Like, damn, Joe, we always play around sometimes. Like, damn, Joe, you calling me like you're my side chick, my boy. I always play around, but then I think about it to myself, like, if something ever happened to Joe, I'll be expecting that phone call that's not coming anymore.
Damn, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah.
Right? You'll be, it's like your brother, like it's something, they call it bromance or whatever, but even you, like me and you, we're so close.
Yeah.
Like, and we probably talk every day, or at least text each other every day. And it's like, it's sometimes like, let's just imagine not having like me not having you or me not having you.
Like I was actually talking about you today. And it was one of the most people I get into it with. And it's him. You know what I mean? Like, especially when, alcohol is involved. I get into it with him. And it's not so much like built up tension or anything. It's just, I feel like we just fight each other. I mean, it's just what it is. We kind of let it out on each other. Because the thing is, no matter what, if we let it out on each other, we know the next day we're going to be best friends again. It's crazy. Like, we can literally punch each other, give each other black eyes, everything. The next day we'd be like, damn, bro, no shit, you hit like a bitch last night. You know what I mean?
I ate that shit.
Yeah, like, hey, I ate that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? It's just what it is.
That's so funny.
And it's weird because, like, with me and Justin, we're 2 different people, right? So, me, I'm the type, I talk things out. I'm cool with doing that. Justin, he's a little bit different. He holds everything inside, and you do. Like,
I do.
It's hard for him to express his feelings sometimes. And I tell him, bro, like, if you don't express your feelings, like, sometimes that shit will eat you up more than the other person. Like,
man, I ain't gonna lie, that shit does. Because it does only because you build it up so much, and then when you finally pop, it's like it's overboard.
Yeah.
You
because
go
you never
overboard
talk
with
it
it.
out.
You never talk it out, and it's like all that built up tension. It's like a fucking bomb.
And that's why I feel like I got to talk it out. So me, it's like I say, talk it out till you get over it. Like, just talk it out. Because like I feel like I have to.
You know,
express,
I'm trying to change my ways. You know what I mean? You know, for the better.
We're all getting
Yeah,
better.
just recently, you know, I have noticed a change in you, and it's not a bad change. It's a good change. You know, you've always been a absorber. You know, you've always let people talk, and you listen to them.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a big listener. I can listen. I can take everybody's problems in. I can, soak it in, and I will give my feedback.
That's your gift.
You know, like I will give my feedback, and the thing is like I'm just a good listener. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, like I love hearing people's problems. It's not because I love hearing people because I like to like talk about it. No, it's because I want to be that person that people can talk to, and they can feel safe with their problems.
Feel comfortable. Yeah.
They can feel safe with all that.
I think my wife too. She's the same way, right? Like, and I tell her, she's like, "Man, this person called me because they want to tell me what's going on in life or whatever." I'm like, "Dude, people feel comfortable with you.
Yeah,
you gotta understand. Like, you're the comfort that they just have the ear. Like, you have that ear. I think people come to me just like they want to hear some inspiration, and I'm just like, sometimes I'm like,
that's exactly your gift. The inspirational talk.
I
You know what I
know.
mean? Like, you need a pep talk, you go to Rob. You need to be told the truth, you go to Rob.
And that's the thing is like, and it's weird because sometimes I'm going through shit and somebody will come with the same problem that I'm going through and I'm sitting there preaching to them and I'm like, okay, God, I get it.
I get it.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, God, I get it.
I saw what you did there. I like it.
Like, God, take your own advice, right?
Yeah.
Like take your own advice. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I think writing down, like we talked about, writing down those addictions, writing down all that stuff. But people going through depression, I mean, we've gone through it. We fight through this shit all the time, every day in our life, right? Fear and anxiety is another one. Anxiety.
Oh yeah.
When I was younger, I used to deal with it a lot. Like, I get really anxious. I would have even trouble sleeping, bro. I would have troubles like where I would sit up and I'm just, why am I so anxious? Like, I can't sleep. And I never knew what I always felt like damn near like something bad was gonna happen to me. Or one of my family's like, this is too good to be true. This is too good to be true. Something's gonna happen. Ever since we lost Dad, something's gonna happen. This is too good to be true. God's not treating me this good. But I could never accept the fact that my kids are healthy. I got a great job. I got a great wife. I got healthy kids. I'm healthy. I could never accept that.
You also have a great best friend.
I have a great best friend. I got a great brothers. I got so many great friends. You know what I mean? And it's sometimes it's hard to just.
The thing is, I think a lot of us take our problems on, and we try to tackle them all at one time. We think about, okay, bills. We think about bills. We think about family. We think about, work. We think about the gym. We think about everything, and we're like, oh my God, like I have all this. How am I going to tackle all this at one time? They're like, to me, honestly, is I like to take things on, one at a time. That's me.
Like
and people are like, why are you so calm? Why are you so... And I'm like, dude, like, when that time comes for that, then I'll worry about that. Till then, I'm just going to handle it as it comes.
And you're so, and you do, and I notice you do, because you keep something in your head. Like, you just keep something so much in your head. And sometimes I hear you talking to someone, I'm like, damn, I'm his best friend. He even tell me that. Because I just know, like, you're just like, hey, let's just go through it. I don't have to worry about it.
I'm more so like, go with the flow.
Yeah.
Hey, if I can't pay rent this month, guess what? I'm living on the street. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, never to that. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, but the thing is, like, hey, like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, God has brought me to where I am today, so I know He's going to keep me going. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like, okay, like, if I'm struggling today, I know, like, I mean, things all fall into place. So I'll just let it happen.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going back to this anxiety thing because I know a lot of people deal with it. I feel like people will build something more than what it is.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Okay, right?
Definitely.
So like I heard something like, have you ever like been in a situation like, if I go to work and this person gets on my nerves and he says something, I'm a snap. You're building it before you even got to work. Like, and then when you get there, nothing happens.
You're like, damn.
But it's just something that you just like.
Well, that guy
You,
never showed up to
you
work today.
overthought it.
Yeah.
Like you will overthink so much.
Yeah.
And you don't realize how much you're overthinking. And we do this all the time. Even with our spouses, is like, you come home, you're like, hey, if I get home and the house is not clean, I swear I'm going to flip, bro. Or just if dishes are not washed, I'm going to flip out. Or if this person tells me this, I'm going to get upset. I'm going to snap in this way. We're building these things up, bro. And that shit causes anxiety.
Not only does it cause anxiety, I mean, it also causes, like, you know, tension within you and your, you know, like.
The other person.
I mean, because the thing is, like, as soon as you see them, you're ready for them to snap. So the thing is, like, you kind of snap on them before they snap on you, you know, or you kind of give them shit before they give you shit, you know?
When it comes to anxiety, I feel like I'm like the ultimate worrier, right? So my mind will play out multiple scenarios of how something will go.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll freak me out to the max because you think about it, when we're at work and it's like, man, I got to call this guy and give him like, hey, dude, you got to pay this bill. Dude, I've already figured out 15 different conversations I've had with this guy, and only 2 of them are pleasant. And then, I like to think I get a good feel on people, though, because I'm a people person. So I get a good feel of how the response is going to be. But I always put that stuff in the back of my head, and it always worries me, dude. And like I said, I'm a big worrier. Even when we have, like today, we do the podcast. Dude, I had so many things in my mind of how things are going to go. And it's like, okay, only 3 of them happened.
But what if we don't, right? Like, what if you think it's gonna be the best outcome? Like, what if you imagine that everything in your life is gonna go great? And obviously, we know sometimes that you might have some hiccups.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard to do because, I mean, we all have different things that trigger our anxiety.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, one thing that triggers my anxiety is, speaking out loud, or, like, especially social talking. Like talking in front of people. That
Where do you think that comes from though? Because I noticed you're a lot like that. Like, me and Joe were talking about this because we have this big event coming up March 18th, and we're working on this slideshow thing. And I'm like, do you think Justin's gonna want to speak? And I'm like, well, there's gonna be over 100+ people there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I think it's all maybe
Mental.
It's either not mental. I mean, I think it's honestly either genetic or it's a learned fear.
I don't know if it's genetic. I mean, I don't have it. Me and you are brothers.
I mean, but Dad might have had it.
Yeah, he probably did.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it might have been genetic. And the thing is, like, okay, you know how, like, you feel scared when you go up high, with heights.
With heights,
You get scared.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel in talking in front of people. My heart races.
Shaky legs.
I get shaky. I get hot, super fucking hot.
Clammy.
I get clammy.
Nervous.
Nervous. You know what I mean?
Stomach
Like,
start hurting, yeah.
everything you could think of. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, dude, I'm like not about to pass out, but things like, like, dude, like, I just want to, like, chill. Like, I don't want to be up here.
Like, don't put me in the spotlight.
Don't put me in the spotlight. I don't like. I'm not the center of attention. I don't like being center of attention. And the thing is, like, people see us like, why? It's not. You're just talking in front of people. You know all these people, and it's not. It's not that. Like, I could talk to everybody, one-on-one, individually,
and be good.
But when it comes to crowds, no matter who they are, no matter how long I've known them, anything, it's just like that is. It's crazy to say, but that's my fear. I mean,
do you think you can get past that?
I think everything can be passed. Yeah. I think like, like, if you're scared of heights, you can get past it. I think if you're scared of
climb every day. That's all
I think if, like, like, let's say you're scared of dogs, I feel like, like, you can eventually get past it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has their own fear, and I feel like
we could take some classes that can actually help us with that, like that anxiety and speaking out in front of people and being better speakers.
Yeah.
And I thought about you because me and Paulino were actually talking about taking them to where we it's more of like almost being a better salesman of yourself.
Yeah, and honestly, I have literally thought about taking them. Only reason being, one person that motivated me a lot is that one guy, whenever we're driving, he was a homeless man. He said, hey, you're going to be the biggest, I thought he said bastard, but he said pastor in the world. You know what I mean?
He did say pastor.
You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the reasons why I was like,
yeah,
okay.
Tell the story, because, I mean, let's go back to that, because the fans, they don't know your story. So tell us
okay. So, like it was like, one day we left the gym.
Me and him, yeah.
Me and him left the gym, and we put up to a light, and a guy comes up to our, the window, a homeless man. He comes up to the window, and he's like, hey, he was asking for money. So we gave him some money. And I was in the passenger seat. And on top of that, I wasn't the one who gave the money. Rob did. And he looks at me. He said, I just want you to know you're going to be the biggest pastor in the world. And he just walked away. And we drove off. And I sat there and I thought to myself, I was like, hold on, what did he say? And I looked at Rob. I said, Rob, did he say I'm going to be the biggest bastard in the world? And Rob was like, no, dude. He said the biggest pastor in the world. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm not even like the social type. I don't like talking in front of people. I don't like being that person. You know what I mean? Like, that's not me. And I don't know, like, who's to say that wasn't one of, like, God's angels telling me, like, like, who I need to be, who I'm gonna be.
So there's an old saying, it goes, get comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? So you have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. That means pretty much saying anything that might bother you. You realize this could progress us, right? Like, you speaking better and getting a little bit more bolder, becoming the men that we're supposed to be, can make us become to a whole nother level just because you started speaking boldly, because you wanted something, because you taking over the affirmation that people are calling out for you. Like, this guy literally is calling it out, and God's telling you, you could be the biggest pastor in the world, but your fear, your anxiety is holding you. Yeah. Your fear and anxiety is holding you. But here's the thing. You're not the only one going through that. I didn't realize how much of a difference that is now today, that so many people are just like that. And I think all that shit started after COVID.
COVID did help people kind of be more hermits.
COVID brought everybody at home. So now you're stuck at the house. Now everything's, you got to deal with. Amazon got really big, right? Because now they're bringing all this stuff to your house, so you don't have to go to store as much. You can order everything online. You don't have to communicate as much, and it caused such a big scare that, like you said, people are just hermits. People are just to themselves. People don't know how they get that social anxiety. I think me joining real estate, and, well, y'all know I used to be a bartender. That helped me out a lot. But really joining real estate and networking with people, where you just have to walk up to a random person and be like, hey, how you doing? My name is so-and-so.
No, but to be honest with you, it's like, you don't suffer from social anxiety. You never have. You've always been like that guy who, like, not craves attention, but who doesn't mind the attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I'm like an Instagram.
I'll be honest with you. Like, when I've gone to a Mexican restaurant, I don't even like ordering for myself. Because I don't want to say this, enchiladas wrong or quesadillas wrong.
I was about to say,
like that.
You know how to say michelada, though, right?
Yeah, I'll ask for a michelada, but I ain't going to ask for no.
He knows how to say those words.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that, but I'm that guy who suffers from that. And I know a lot of people who suffer from that.
And it's honestly, I notice it's around the ages of, I realize it's certain ages, though. It just started like these last 15 years or so, to where people are starting to feel like that. And honestly, I think it has a lot to do with this gaming stuff, because would you talk shit online and play? Don't lie.
No, I wouldn't.
So you're just quiet. You're just quiet when people are talking shit. So
I can talk shit to my friends, but I've always been that way, even in person. I could talk shit, like, I'll talk shit to you. I mean, we know that. I mean, we get on the basketball court or anything. You know, I'm gonna talk shit.
Not unless I got burping. I got burping pics.
I'll talk shit to the burper. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I do. No, but the thing is, like, like, I can talk shit to my closest people, and like I said, if it's one-on-one. Now, let's just say you put me in front of a crowd, you put me on a podium, I'm gonna struggle.
So we are getting a big old argument.
No matter if I know all y'all. No matter if I talk shit to individually all of y'all, you put me on the podium and be like, damn, well, I mean, I didn't really mean what I said.
Right. First of all, I'd like to apologize.
Exactly.
I shouldn't be up here.
So next time we get in an argument, I'm gonna grab like 5 or 6 people. Like, hey, what you gonna say now?
Right.
It's like, I can't say nothing.
So, going forward, I mean, if that's something you struggle with, we got to get you out of that somehow.
No, yeah, I agree.
Nah, I mean,
I gotta get myself out of that.
Yeah, we got to. I mean, I'm here to help. That's what we're about, right? Like,
like you said,
iron and somebody called me this week and they're like, "Hey, bro, I see what you're doing online. Everything you do, you're a superstar." And I don't always feel like that, right? Like, I don't feel like I'm a superstar. He's like, "Nah, y'all doing y'all thing. You know, I see what y'all doing with Kings Under Construction. Y'all giving back to the community. Y'all doing some big things." He's like, "And what is it like? Is it like a men's group or what?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We're a men's group." I said, "Honestly, like we started this men's group and it became a little bit more than what we thought, because even women are actually asking us, hey, I need to start my own women's group. I need to do that."
You know why? Because I have a partner and she's talking about how she wants to start her own women's group. You know, she wants to start her own thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm like, dude, you would be the best person to do so. She's a badass speaker. She's a badass influencer. She's a badass everything. You know, and the thing is, like, she reminds me a lot of Rob. And it's like, dude, like, you would be so good to do so. Because Rob, I'm going to be honest with you, Rob started this whole mini group. He did. And look how much he's done so far. Look how many he's inspired. Look how many he's brought together. And things like, if he can do so, and you're the female version of him, then why not?
Yeah, and it's just, you don't understand how many people crave this, right? We crave this.
People can be on the verge of suicide. All they need is to hear is your word.
For sure. And you don't understand, like right now it's hundreds, but one day it's gonna be thousands, and one day we're gonna be saying, "Hey, Justin is the biggest pastor in the world, and he's influencing millions."
I'm gonna be like, "What did you say, bastard?" I'm sorry, say that again. No,
you just call me a bastard.
Hey, that'd be badass. That homeless guy comes out of nowhere and be like, "Hey, that's him. I told you."
That's gonna turn to my intro. You know what I mean? Like a little Metro Boomin type thing.
Yes. No, I mean that's definitely. But I mean anxiety, yeah. But sometimes, and we're talking good about spouses, and that's what we do. But sometimes a spouse can also bring you down, man. Like a husband or wife can bring you down. Like I tell my wife, I tell her all the time, I said, you know what? There's a lot of people that will tell me, "Hey, Rob, you're a badass," or "You're this," or whatever. And she will tell me too. I was like, I said, "Babe, you're the type of woman that can bring me up here and make me feel like I'm a bad motherfucker.
You're on top of the world."
Yeah, I can move mountains. Like I'm just this guy. And then I said, you can also make me feel this small. But a man can do that to a woman, right? As well.
Yeah.
A man can do that to a woman and belittle them. A friend can do that to a friend. Me and you have been best friends for years.
You know, I think what's comes to it's like like your closest people, it's like they can either build you up or knock you down so far. You know what I mean? This is like, it all comes down to who you surround yourself with.
And I don't take honestly, I don't take criticism from a lot of people. I mean, like, you can tell me some shit, and I think y'all too, and a couple other people in my life, is probably I could count them on my hand, right? Like, people can tell me something, and I'm just like, I brush that shit out. Like, who are you to tell me?
Yeah.
You know, like, who are you? Like, you're nothing. But like, sometimes if y'all tell me something, like, that shit really gets under my skin. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
like you said earlier, like, you pissed me off a couple times.
Nah, but I mean, you speaking of that, I mean, it kind of brings me back to what we discussed at, what was it, the selfie house.
Oh man, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, like, I've never told him this because, like I said, I hide a lot of my emotions in. I do, and it's not that I try to, it's just what I do. I swear to you, I don't try to hide my emotions in. I don't. I can tell everybody in the world I don't, try to hide my stuff in. But thing is, like, that day, is like I had to tell him what I was feeling that day. And he had an event. He brought a lot of people together. It was to, like...
It was a real estate event that I had.
It was a real estate event, I mean, what do you call it?
We had built this house. It was just like a networking thing to
networking, yes,
we were bringing we were bringing people together. We had an event, and it was kind of like my first thing, one of my first big projects in real estate. And my brother was with me through a lot. You helped me a couple of times with this house, and we kind of built it, and it was like the first selfie house.
I remember that.
Like, I mean, I thought the idea was just amazing.
It was more so in, the first selfie house in Texas, Galveston, surrounding cities.
Yeah, like I thought the idea was amazing, the concept, and we put so much time and effort. I mean, this house, I had all my chips riding in this house, right? So I'm thinking to myself, like, man, like, I'm proud of myself. I'm patting my own self on the back. And, you know, me and Justin have a story where, you know, like I said, we didn't have a dad. And we're 7 years of difference. He's my younger brother, and I kind of feel like he kind of just like, he's almost like I say, he's almost like my son, and we just kind of grew up together, and we just kind of stuck by each other our whole life. I mean, just all we had. And as time went on, we just became more than just, we became best friends damn near, right? But that day, what you told me was crazy.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I've never been a soft ass for Rob.
Yeah.
Never. And he's never been a soft ass for me. You
brothers.
know what I mean? Like, it's just brothers, like, oh, like, that's badass, bro. Like, hey, you got a promotion? Hey, that's badass. Like, hey, like, you sold a house? That's badass. Or, you know what I mean?
That's as
like,
far as it went.
That's as far as it went. But that day, you know, like, I had to tell him how I really felt. I told him, I was like, dude, like, real, like, you know, like, real talk, like, I've looked up to you. Like, every dream you have ever had, I have, you know, like, I have been there for you. And every dream you continue to have, I will be there for you. Because the thing is, like, I look up to him a lot. I really do. I really do. And he, you know, regardless if he knows that or not, I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think we get enough recognition, and it just, you're saying as men in general sometimes, or?
Yeah, no, it's men in general, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to come from, you know what I mean, like a brother. It doesn't have to come from a friend. You know, it's just, I mean, dude, if a wife gives their husband recognition in general, it'll go so long.
Hey, that shit lasts forever, dude. When somebody tells you something
girlfriend,
positive, it's like, bro, I go a whole year, dude. That hyped me up.
Hey, Joe, you're doing a badass job at work. I was, you know.
Boy, I'm good for the rest of the year.
And you're gonna be like, damn, why I gotta stick with Justin's word? I'm gonna do badass at work.
No, honestly,
you know what I mean, like,
and it goes back to me talking about my wife earlier, where I was like, and I was actually talking about a couple guys because they were like, man, my wife gets on my nerves and blah blah at work. They were telling me this, and I was saying, I was like, dude, I said sometimes. I was like, wouldn't it feel nice just for if a wife told you, like, hey, thank you for going to work today, or thank you just for putting on your boots, because we're the blue collar guys here.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're the blue collar guys here. This is us. Like, if a woman got the concept of just saying, husband, I appreciate you. Husband, I love you. Husband, thank you for going to work. Husband, thank you for putting on your boots. How many of us guys would be like, hey, I might work overtime, girl. You keep talking like that. You know what I mean?
You talk like that, man. Shit,
I'm going to work some overtime. Because honestly, like, I think we're very simple men. Like, guys are very simple. They don't need a lot. They don't need a lot. I don't need no Valentine's gifts. I don't need no anniversary gifts. I don't need no Christmas gifts. I don't need nothing. Men just want appreciation. They want respect. They want love. And if you show them that respect, and you're like, hey, husband, I love you just for going to work today, like, you're a beautiful man. Thank you for supporting this family. Like, that shit goes a long way.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to wife your ass up.
So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, dude, like, we just want that appreciation, that love, you know, that somewhere where somebody's saying, hey, good job. I'm grateful for you. Like, to me, that means a lot, you know? And so I feel like if your spouse or your best friends or your brother, if somebody's holding you back, and that's the hardest, sometimes you just got to be like, hey, dude, like, I just can't do this, man. Like,
put the ground rules, put like boundaries. Like, dude, if you ain't got nothing positive to say about what I'm doing, I don't want to hear it, because you know what? I appreciate, you know, that you looking out for me, or I appreciate it, but I really don't want to hear it. I have enough negativity in my life. I don't need to hear yours too.
Yeah,
Set
for
those
sure.
limits.
For sure. And I mean, shit, relationships can be very toxic.
Oh man, yeah.
We all know that, right? Like,
Yeah.
So relationships can be very toxic. Like, you don't realize somebody can be holding you back from being the best version of you.
Yeah.
Like, that could be like I said, when you say a friend, we say a husband or a wife, you know, like it can hold you back so much that you're like, damn, like I could be so much more if it wasn't for this, or I could be so much more if it wasn't for that. But at the end of the day, it really narrows down to
The
you.
thing is, like, especially that negativity coming from someone so close, it can play a big impact.
Mhm.
You know, it can set you back so far because you thought, like, man, my plan was going to work. My plan is going to do this. My plan is going to move us to the next step. And if you have that brother or that best friend or that, you know, your spouse, that shit can push you back far.
Hey, I heard something last time. It said, don't bring negativity when I'm talking about my dreams. Now let's think about this. Y'all know me. I'm a big fucking dreamer. But I'm also a type of guy, I believe in something. If I really see something and I have this vision and I believe in it so much, I'm gonna fucking do it. You already know how I am. Like, I'm gonna go get it. Like, if I see it, like we thought about this podcast, I was like, let's go get it. And it might have cost a little money, and we're just like, let's just do it. We don't care. Let's just do it.
It's got to start with you believing in yourself.
Right.
Yeah, that's all it is. You have to be able to jump in and take action. Because if not, it's just a dream. And then you know what? Someone's going to have that same dream, except they're going to be able to take action. They're going to be able to jump in the pool.
Oh, hey, hold on. Speaking on this subject, let's talk about the dreams y'all had and how they slipped y'all. Honestly. Like the whole, I mean, let's talk about Pazine.
Okay.
And let's talk about the whole $5 stop shop.
So I don't think there's enough time to talk about that. Maybe we save that for another day, because that's still a sore subject. Design is a sore subject that I don't even like to talk about without getting heated.
Nah, yeah.
And I'm working on that anger right now, so don't get it riled up, bro.
Well, and from just a real quick perspective, it was a pizza place that now exists that I won't call out right now because I'm not trying to get sued or anything. But it was a pizza place where you pretty much walk through this place, you have crust, and you walk through the line, and you're building your own pizza as you're going through the line.
It's more so the Subway of pizza.
Exactly, Subway of pizza.
This was my design, and I thought about it before the original design came out, and they'll probably put a shout out, I hope, to me and be like, hey,
that's the guy.
We did it. You didn't.
Like
you know what I mean?
It's starting to bring up those old memories. I don't even want to talk about it.
I'm getting heated. No, I'm playing.
I am getting heated. It's going to turn green.
Nah, but I mean, sometimes here's the things.
The thing like that, but this the thing is like it just shows how much like you know like money plays a big factor in these things. You know what I mean? Like
not even money so much.
I think it's
actually doing something about it.
Yeah, because I mean,
he could have came up with the money somehow. If you wholeheartedly believe in something,
but
you put it all.
But y'all, I mean. Did y'all not? I mean, I don't know. Maybe
we reached for it.
I'm in the dark.
Yeah,
I asked for
because
a few
I know y'all got a business. I mean, a business plan together and everything. You know, what I mean?
Started learning how to make the pizzas and everything, make the sauces.
So
I can make a legit pizza now, bro. Honestly, I still remember.
Yeah, no, it's legit. We started doing this. He was helping me out. I was like, bro, I have this idea, and I told it to Joe, and Joe ran with it. It's like with Joe, he's like, I could tell him something the same with you, like.
Joe is dead ass the fucking biggest supporter you ever have.
Yeah, he is.
It's really like, hey, Joe, like, hey, like, I have this plan. It might be a stupid plan, but I need help in it, and I need someone to run with it.
I don't need you to ask no questions.
I don't need you to ask no questions, and he gonna be like, whose car are we taking?
Yeah,
exactly.
You know,
free all year. I just canceled my plans.
You know what I mean? And that's Joe. You know,
he's always been
diehard loyal motherfucker.
He's one of the low, and that's why I've always been right by his side, 100%. So that's what it should be. Like that, you need brothers like that.
That's the only reason I answer motherfuckers' calls, because if it wasn't for, it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be answering fucking calls.
And how many people can you say you have like that on your hand? Like, can you count 10 people? No.
Fuck no. If you count 10 friends, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, they're not all real friends.
Hey, let me ask you a question. So if you told somebody, like tonight, if you called friends and you were like, hey, bro, I got a flat tire, like, I need help, like, right now, like, and I have nobody else to call, who's going to come, right? Like, you think about it.
I'm going to be honest with you, I can't count them on one hand.
Really? I can. The only problem is 3 of the guys are already here, so we be stranded.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I mean, you can count them, but the thing is, like, I mean, like, how many are going to come? They might answer.
Well, y'all 3 are already here.
Right.
So y'all going to be stranded with me. Hey, man.
They're like, bro, I ain't going to lie to you. I came out here, but I don't know how to change the tire.
Hey, and check this out.
I'll call AAA, though.
You say y'all three, and a lot of y'all don't know this, but my boy Tyler's behind the scenes. Shout out to my boy Tyler, because I mean, he's been one of our biggest supporters. 100%.
Hey, can we do something? Can we put the camera on him for a second?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, step into the camera a little bit.
Yeah, come here, Tyler.
Come on, Tyler.
Poke your head in here.
Yeah.
Let's sit on with Joe for a little bit.
That way people don't know I'm crazy. That way people don't understand that they be like, oh man, this guy ain't even talking about nobody.
Let's sit on with that. Yeah.
Tyler's been one of our biggest supporters.
Put your headphones on.
Yeah. Tyler's been one of our biggest supporters. He says,
"Oh, supporters, bro. He's been there from the get go. Just
helping out with the camera, helping out with
the camera work. And the thing is, like, he don't have no problem doing so. And the thing is, like, he does it so effortlessly. Like he just goes in there and be like, hey, like, can I record for y'all? We don't even ask him. You know what I mean? He just does so.
He's been helping out with editing too. He's been teaching me a lot of stuff.
Scoot it over there a little bit so y'all can hear each other. So, but I mean, honestly, Tyler, why do you do it, man? Honestly, like.
I mean, I do really everything with y'all for the love of my brothers. Like, there's not much I would be doing right now if it wasn't for y'all. And that goes a long way with editing videos or following what y'all do or learning from y'all. If that's with work, man, working out, or, I mean, learning new tricks with videos. Joe showed me some stuff. Just by seeing the software he got, stuff I don't have. So,
like, it's crazy because people ask, like, like, how do I know you?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, okay, it's not only from school, because school was just, school. Yeah. Like, we didn't have, I don't think we had any classes together.
Not at all.
To be honest with you. Yeah. But the thing is, like, our first job, he started off at Kroger. And he got, a friend of ours in there, and that friend of mine got me in there. And then from there, I was like, dude, that's one of the hardest motherfuckers I've ever seen. So everywhere I went, I was like, hey, Tyler, like, hey, come here, bro. Like, check out this job. Like, it makes a little bit more money than there.
Yeah.
And then we moved to, like, fucking 5 different jobs together. It's fucking wild. Like, like, we moved 5 different jobs together. And then, like, we're still fucking here.
And I remember, like, you were working at Kroger's where the sushi lady caught you stealing sushi.
Yeah. We're not gonna talk about that because like, I've never been charged. You know what I mean? With that.
Allegedly.
You know what I mean? Like,
my bad. I'm a snitch. No, but yeah, check this out. So you were working at Kroger's at one time, and you came to come move with me at where I was working at another business, and I was asking you. I said, "Hey, man, you got any friends that want to come in?" And you're like, the only person I can think about. I only got one friend. Like, well, you said a couple, but you really only brought one.
But then like the only person I have ever vouched for, was Tyler. Yeah. And then like, cause I know the way this motherfucker works, and it's like I know he's not gonna tarnish my name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not only Joe, I mean, like, Joe, like, yeah, I'll vouch for Joe, too. Like, I vouch for him, too. Like, those are the 2 people I have only vouched for in general. To be honest with you, like.
And then he came to come work with us, and I was like, damn, he literally took it over, and y'all. I mean, at where I was working at,
it's like, damn, motherfucker, like, you kind of intimidated me a little bit. I brought you in here. How the fuck you gonna take my job? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, fuck.
Nah, he became a star quick where I was working, and he's just a badass overall, man. We just truly are grateful, man. Like, I just admire you, and I tell everybody all the time how much of a badass you are and who you are. Like, thank you if I don't tell you enough, brother, I love you, and thank you just for being you.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate y'all. Like, I mean, I say sticking around, but really keeping me involved. Cause I mean, there's people that there's people I love, but I mean, I don't talk to them often, and it's.
Oh shit! Should we talk about the bars? Oh shit! Should we let him say it?
No, I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna let him say it.
Let him say it. Okay. So a lot of people don't know this, but Tyler said something. We were all hanging out last week, and.
He just was some bars. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Tyler came
I like the way Justin said it last way he said it.
When
he repeated it. So I wanna.
You gotta look at the camera on this one, bro. If you're gonna say it, all right, come on.
What'd it say? He said,
I got you. So there is. I was telling these guys, there's some people that you would do anything for. There's actually people like that you would kill for. But your brothers, the people that you really truly love, there's only a handful of people that you would actually die for.
Oh, bars, my boy. Woo!
And
Yeah.
I mean, it takes like
For
it takes
real.
something real to realize that. I mean,
It does. It really does. And I think like we don't even realize how long we all been together.
Yeah.
Like as
Hell
a group,
yeah.
as just friends, as just best friends is like. And I told this. To,
You know, it's crazy. Like we talked about earlier. Like, motherfucker, we're pushing 30.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say we're 29. You know what I mean? We're 27. You know what I mean? It's damn near close enough. But thing is, like, bro, like we've been together since middle school.
y'all were each other's first kiss, weren't y'all?
No, it is crazy, bro. Like, you know, you think about it, it is crazy because like when I go back and I think about it, me and Rob know each other for 20 years. That's the weirdest thing. It's like, dude, I've known this guy for 2 decades.
Like his edge up was like 2 inches lower. That's just fucking wild to me, bro.
Hey,
Hair
we're
was
supposed to
thinning.
we're supposed to build each other up.
Oh
bro.
shit! No, that was a little build up. Like you had good hair then.
Damn you.
Oh man.
No, and yeah, I mean, it's just crazy how we all kind of like. And I told Justin this a while back, and Justin introduced me to Tyler, Taylor, Little Rob, like a lot of the group, right, of what you had. And your friends became my friends, and my friends became your friends because you were hanging out with my group.
And it's just like it's so crazy how like you know like who stuck with us. You know what I mean? It's like okay, like whoever like branched off, and it's just like it's fine.
Yeah,
You know,
life happens.
Life happens. You know, you lose some people, you lose some friends, but then it's like at the end of the day, you saw who stuck there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you and Taylor stuck there.
Yeah.
Lil Rob stuck there. Joe stuck there. You know what I mean? Like everybody has them people who stuck there.
Yeah.
And look where we are now.
Yeah, for sure. And it comes down to having that circle, right? Having that good circle, having that good support, and because I feel like I gotta tell everybody, like, and I've told my wife this numerous times. I said, by myself, I'm good. I'm good. By myself, I'm good. But with my brothers, I could be great. You know what I mean? Imagine how great we can be if we just support everything each other does. Like, really support. Like, hey, Tyler, you're badass at what you do, bro. Anything you want to do on camera, like, I got you.
Oh, I feel like I tell this motherfucker every time he shows me a motherfucking video.
Yeah.
Like, that shit
We
goes
be
hard.
at work and he was like, hey, look what I just did.
It's like, dude.
He does. And I'm like, you did that right now?
Like while we were just
I'm like,
working.
motherfucker, you don't even have a computer with you. Nigga. You did that right now?
Hell yeah. But, I mean, he's proclaiming who he is.
Yeah.
He's proclaiming who he is by his initiative. He's proclaiming who he is by empowering himself and saying, I remember him talking about, hey, I'm going to get a camera. Hey, I want to do this. And working for, you know, this studio that we're working for. And he just kind of like, just proclaimed and took it over. And that comes down to really speaking things into existence, right, Joe? Manifestation is a big thing for all of us. Like, you have to manifest exactly what you're going to do. And I tell people this all the time. If you want it, you got to see it and you got to believe it and you got to achieve it. So go towards that goal, right? Every morning on my way to work, after the gym, after I leave, I speak things into existence. I say, God, thank you for making me the man I am today. God, thank you for making me the millionaire. I am strong. I am motivated. I am will. I am skill. I am strength. I'm healed. I'm no longer in depressed. Things do not hold me down. I am the man I'm supposed to be because you made me that man. Like, you have to manifest these things. You have to believe in yourself 100% to take yourself to the next level. Because if you really don't believe in yourself, then why the hell should anybody else? Let's think about that.
Hell yeah.
If you don't believe in it, why should anybody else? We started KUC from one little vision I had in my head, and now you're on board, we're on board, and think about where that can go. Think about the millions
you gotta
can
think. You
influence.
gotta think like, okay, like you said, like you know, like us four got on board. But just think about like all the homeless people we touched, all the homeless people we reached. Those bags did not go disposed. I mean, right there and then.
Yeah.
Did we? You know, like we let go of 100 bags, 100 plus bags.
108.
108 bags. Okay? They all had our name on there. I'm pretty sure our name got out there somewhere. Whether it might not have been all 108. You know what I mean? They might have taken that and they might have, like took out what it was necessary and whatnot. But then it was like, our name is still out there.
And you know what I loved about those bags is that everybody put like little notes in them, and they were saying like, "Hey, positive things." I love that. How even my kids, they did the same thing. They put positive notes in these bags to influence somebody. Like that one little note could have made somebody's day, and we don't even know it. Mm-hmm. Hey, don't give up. That's just something we got to hear.
Don't give up. Keep pushing.
So, sometimes, like, people, they just need to hear that little bit inspiration. Like, sometimes I'm always like, I think to myself, like, am I doing the right thing? And me and Joe are like, we always get that little confirmation.
Oh, I get that confirmation all the time. Especially when I feel like I'm going to give up on something, I get that confirmation. It's like a higher power just tells you, dude, you want to slack, I know. But you know what, dude? You're doing the right thing. It's hard right now. You'll go over it.
Yeah, and just staying consistent, staying persistent, staying on task, doing these things, believing in yourself, preaching it, saying it out to the world. God, I am this. God, I'm a millionaire. God, I'm strong. God, I'm motivated. And really believing in that. I mean, I think that is truly the key to becoming the best version of who you're supposed to be. But how do we stay consistent, Joe? How do we stay constant?
So we think about it. What triggered this for us to be successful at KUC so far? And us, I already feel successful because you know what? We've reached a lot of people. We've helped people. We went from 4 people to 35, 40. It was small increments. And the next one we got, man, I'm already counting at least 100 people playing plus being there. I'm already counting that. So this is how you do it. You have a belief, a dream, an idea, whatever you want to call it. You stay consistent with that for 6 months. 6 months, you eat, sleep, and breathe that. No excuses.
Cut off all distractions.
Cut it all off distractions. All the naysayers. If you don't want naysayers, then don't tell them your dream. Just tell them, hey, I ain't got time right now. I got something important. See me in 6 months. Don't even give them an excuse why. Just tell them, see me in 6 months. Get away with the excuses. Get away with all the BS. Focus on that. And I guarantee in 6 months, if you have not achieved what you wanted to achieve, you're still gonna be better off. Even if you shoot for the moon and you miss, you're still gonna be amongst the stars.
For sure. And you might and you're gonna like you said, get rid of the naysayers. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even fucking tell nobody. If you want to change your life, don't tell anybody. Just fucking do it. Because a lot of people say things they're gonna do and they don't. Just do what you gotta do. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, not everybody's gonna vouch for you. Not everybody's on your team. Not everybody wants what's best for you. I generally like to see my brothers happy. I like to see you one day be a millionaire. I like all of us to be on a fucking yacht one day. And I believe that's going to happen this year.
That's the thing, though. It's like a lot of, that's our different mindset. So it's like, like I can praise everybody who has good going in their life. You know what I mean? But, if I do good, that person might envy me.
That goes
what I mean? Like,
that goes back to what I said last time where it was like, I'm sitting here praying for you, brother, and you're competing against me. We're not the same. I'm not saying you in general. I'm just saying people will be competing against you, and you're like, dude, like I want nothing of competing with you. I love you, and you're competing with me.
I legit have brothers that I have been like, damn, like, hey, you got your house? That's fucking badass, bro. Like, dude, like I'm so proud of you. Like I look up to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I look up to you. Like you're my brother. Like I look up to you. Like Tyler, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like you're one of the people I look up to. Yeah. Because like you've done so. You got your house before me.
And so many people look up to him.
And the thing is like, I'm like, dude, like you're a fucking badass, dude. I've looked up to you. Lil Rob, I looked up to. Juan, I looked up to. You know what I mean? Like those are my brothers. Those are my people I looked up to.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, I would never, ever envy one of my people.
Yeah, for sure.
Never. You know what I mean? Like,
and we talked about this last week. I think when you're envying people, you're blocking your blessings because that's not who God is.
You're closing yourself off.
You're closing yourself off because now you're saying, oh, well, I envy this person. Why do they have this? Why do they have that and I don't? Well, if that's already your perspective, that's an ugly mindset. And so don't expect what God has for you because you're not living in his path like that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You're
it's like saying, yeah, it's going to be hard. You're gonna struggle, but you know what? I'd rather struggle now than struggle later. I'd rather pay the price now than 10, 15 years down later when I never tried. I got to see the bill for that. I don't want to struggle later.
But the thing is, like, it's like, okay, why the fuck can Joe do it and I can't? You know what I mean? Like, I would never tell myself that.
oh,
Why
yeah.
can Joe do it and I can't? Why can Rob do it and I can't? Why can Tyler do it and I can't? The thing is, like, it's all on you. If you want to do it, you're really going to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, like, why can I make this amount of money? My job offers overtime, but I don't take it. That's laziness on me.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, okay, why can I make this much money and, you know, like, other people do it? And it's like, okay, like, there's other jobs where I can apply for. You know what I mean? Like, why is Rob in shape and I'm not? Okay, it's because I don't hit the fucking gym as much as I need to. You know what I mean? It all comes down to you. How much you want to push, how much you want to put in the effort to, how much you want to, you know, build yourself to. You know what I mean? Like, it's what it
At
is.
the end of the day, it's your life. You're in charge of it. You're the one.
Exactly.
What you're gonna do.
So just closing out, I mean, I would like to say is that the people you surround yourself with will definitely be the person that you will eventually be like if you continue to surround yourself with these people. I would like to surround myself in an environment full of love, full of prosperity, full of gifts, blessings. Like, imagine if everybody brought a gift to the table and said, hey, bro, take part of my gift. You take part of my gift. You take part of my gift. And we all walk away with something from each other. Like, imagine how much better, how much more motivated, how much inspiring we could be towards each other. And once we get that little core that we're already gaining that here.
Yeah.
We already have that. We're already gaining that here. How many more people we can inspire? Because you said earlier it was with us 4. But then you can inspire 4 more people. And you can inspire 4 more people. And you can inspire 4 more people. And you can begin to inspire the world. And you can inspire the world. And it just becomes this chain reaction, this domino effect to where now we started off as just 4, we started off as 5, and now we're hundreds. Now we're thousands of people that just look up to just some simple vision that we've had that we spoke into existence. Like, God's good.
Yeah.
God's great. I want to give God number 1 praise because God is great for all of us, and we're all in a great position. We all have great friends, and I just want y'all to know from the bottom of my heart, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and just thank you for just being who you are, man. Like, I love you, man. You just been a big inspiration. Bro, you're my best friend. I love you, dog. I love y'all, dude. Like, from bottom of my heart, like, this is just the start of something bigger and better. I want y'all to know. And for everybody who's listening, I want them to know that this is the start of a new direction for you. This is the start of a new beginning for you. This is the start of God telling you that I'm ready to be the best version of who I'm supposed to be. We love you. We thank you. And we appreciate. Tune in next time. Thank you.
Peace.